favorite find that I've got is this right here. This Xbox controller, brand new in box. Now, this isn't the normal controller. This is the fat one. So they call it the Fat Duke or the Duke controller. And I've inspected this package. It is all still intact. It is the original. And these things, comps look like they're selling for $250. I've got an offer right now on it for $220. I listed it 2 days ago. We're coming into the holidays. I'm going to let it ride on that $250 because there's just not a lot of them and they sell. Now, the funny story about this was I was in Goodwill and I was looking at a cassette player, a mini cassette player, and then just across the aisle was this model of a working diesel engine. It was kind of clear so you could see the components in it. So I was trying to figure out if I had all the parts. And there were these 2 teenage guys standing over there. And I heard them go, "Oh man, check that out. That'll go for money." And I'm like, "What?" And I whip my head over there and they're pulling it off the shelf. And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't look up. I did not look at the top shelf and it's right there." And like, "Man, you could sell this for some money." And like, "This is so cool." And they were just, I'm like, "Man, how did I miss that?" Because I was there before them. They're like, "Yeah, you could probably sell that for money." And then they put it back. They put it back. And I'm like, I knew it was going to be big money. And they walk off and I'm like, they walk away and I shoot over there and I reach up and grab it and they look back or something. They saw me and they're like, "Hey man, you could probably sell that for some money." And I'm like, "Maybe, I don't know. I got to look it up." Because I didn't want to rub salt in the wounds because I'm thinking this probably goes for a lot. And then it was $250. So, but they put it back. Fair game. I didn't steal it from them. They put it back and walked off. So I'm really happy to have this one. So a quick and easy one is this TI-84 Plus calculator. Now, if you're out thrifting, you can find TI calculators all the time. I've done a video on them. The TI-83 Pluses and the TI-84s are ones that you want to look out for, particularly the ones with silver edition for the TI-94. This sold for $49. I paid $8 for it. So going around $50 is really typical for these TI-84s. The 83 Pluses, they usually go around 20, 25, somewhere in there. The thing you want to look out for, though, with these is the screen to make sure there's no black marks, because that's a pressure damage, and that's not fixable. And if they've got it, it's not worth it with the 83s. You can still make a little bit of money on the 84s, so keep that in mind. Something else we got here is this Plantronics headset. I picked this up for $12.99. I listed it a few days ago, and within a day, it had sold for $70. And the reason it's going for so much is because the seal is still here. You can see that it's intact, that this has never been opened. If it's open box, I think it was going for around $40, and then used, it really wasn't worth it at all. So, not a decent pickup. It moved quickly. That's always a fun win. All right, something else to keep your eyes out for when you're out thrifting is these Radica games. This one happens to be solitaire, but you can also find them in poker. And you can look, the print is really can be small sometimes. It says right there Radica, and then when you're looking it up, you're going to want to look at Radica and the date, and I believe this was 2008 if I'm recollecting properly. So you look it up by date and by the version. And so I paid, I think, $7 for this. It's either 6 or 7, and it sold for $32 free shipping. Now shipping's going to be like $4.44, so it was an easy pickup. These are easy to test. They're kind of fun to test, actually. You know, it's a little game. You're just kind of messing around. And so always look out for the Radicas. I found a bunch of them not too long ago, the poker, that were new in box still. They were still brand spanking new, just like you would have picked up at the store way back when. And those went for $55 or so, I think. I'm not sure exactly, but they went for even better money. So those Radica games are things to look out for. Other games don't seem to do well. It seems to just be the Radica brand. So anyway, keep your eyes out for that. Also picked up this Garmin. Believe it or not, Garmin's can still sell depending on which one it is. The bigger screen ones are the ones that do better. And I don't mean just Garmin, also the other makes that are out there. I think TomTom is another manufacturer. This one is good because you can say I picked it up for $5 as is, but it's open box. It's never been used. All the packaging material is still on it, and it's still really good to go. So it should go for at least $55. Looks like it can go for more than that. So I was really excited to pick this up. When I saw the box all taped up like this, I was like, it's just going to be nothing, and there's probably missing parts. And I opened it up, and I was like, holy cow. This has never been used. So look out for these. So this is an IX500 ScanSnap Fujitsu scanner. I paid 40 bucks for it. Well, I found one about a week and a half ago, and I sold it for 126 bucks. It just sold yesterday or the day before for 126. But this one's 40, and I bought it at the exact same Goodwill a week and a half ago, and they only wanted 15 for it. So I don't know if somebody was off on the day when they were pricing a week and a half ago, or if they figured out what the game was and upped the price on this. So this will be a decent flip, but it doesn't have a power cord. So I've got to get a power cord for it, just like I had to do for the other one. It was $11.26, I think. So 40, 51, 50, I'm going to be 55 bucks, 56 bucks into it with tax and all of that. Still, if I can sell it for 126, that's still a good pickup. Just not as good as the one that I got for $15. I also got this Sony CyberShot. I picked this up for $5, and I had to buy a charger for it, but I think it'll go for like 50, 55, I think is what it was going to go for. I'll look that up and put that here on the screen. What it actually will go for, but it's not going to be like a crazy great pickup, I don't think. But it was it's a nice one to have, and I like cameras. I like picking up the cameras. So the two interesting ones, or very interesting ones, are these shoes finally sold. These Ilium, however you pronounce it, Elysium. There we are. These split toe shoes. Now, my daughter proclaimed them butt ugly when I got them a few months ago, and it looked like they were selling for around 60 or 65. So I was really excited to do that, to get that price on them. I paid 20, but I kept lowering the price because they weren't selling. They finally went at 42. My best guess is that orange just isn't the best color, so I couldn't find any other orange ones that were there. So if you see these weird shoes, they can go for money. And I walked past them several times in Goodwill, but they were on the top shelf of the shoe rack right on the end, and I'd walk past them probably 4 times before I finally went, those are just so weird. I'm going to check them out. And there's a whole bunch of people that walk by them, so I'm guessing that some other resellers went, those aren't worth anything either. But they turned out to be worth a little bit of money, 22 bucks on the pickup. Yeah, it's not a great sale. Point being, I'll keep my eye out for them for different colors, and maybe they would do better around the holiday. So not a fantastic pickup, but I mean, it was easy. Didn't have to test it. You just see what it is. It's ready to go. One more item I almost forgot. Got the Merlin Viewer. This one I picked up at St. Vincent's de Paul, and I walk in there and it's sitting on their glass case, and I'm like, oh, I know what that is, because I sold one of them 7 or 8 months ago, and I sold it for 320 bucks, 310 maybe. Right in there is where I sold it for, and I was like, oh, this is fantastic. I'm definitely going to pick this up. It even says it works on it, so that's great. But the thing I got a surprise on, the opposite of what I got with the scanner, where the scanner went from 15 to 40, the one I bought at St. Vincent's 7 or 8 months ago, I paid $100 for it. This one, they only wanted 45. So fantastic find, gonna make some good money on it. The problem is, this thing is a beast to ship. You got to take to make it fit in a small enough box so the shipping isn't like crazy. You take the monitor off, and then you got to put it in on the slide table there, the viewing table. And then last time I shipped it, I bubble wrapped it like crazy, put in cardboard. It was a real process to ship it. I think it was 45 minutes to an hour packing to make sure it was good to go. Now this one will be faster, but it's super heavy too. So it's like, I got to make sure this is right, because I don't want this to get broken in shipment and all of that. So great find from a monetary perspective, but I know once it does sell, I'm going to have to really put my work boots on to make sure that it gets packed up and that it's not going to get busted on the way to wherever it is going. So that's what I've got for you. So until next time, happy thrifting. If you are an eBay reseller or thinking of becoming one because of debt, you should check out the Financial Acumen course, as seen on World Business with Kathy Ireland. The Financial Acumen course is designed to teach you all the things you never learned about money, debt, and investments in school, but should have. It teaches you how to take control of your finances with proven principles and strategies to get out of debt and build your retirement nest egg for a wealthy lifestyle. The course is fully narrated and includes videos and animations, along with exercises and assignments that are supported by a downloadable workbook. And I spent an afternoon discussing it with supermodel turned businesswoman Kathy Ireland. You can see that conversation over at yourdebtfreefuture.com. The course is not giving financial advice. It is simply teaching concepts that will supercharge your financial literacy and make you more money savvy. To get started, head over to yourdebtfreefuture.com. Until next time, happy thrifting.